Now you should be able to hear me talk. Hello, everybody! A little impromptu live stream for you. Love that guitar. I do too. I love this guitar. You know what? I've been practicing a lot lately, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I just go live? I might not be able to give you guys good audio all the time, but I can at least show you some of the stuff I'm have to be square. What was it? Hot do 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 do. Oh. Hit the B square. Anyways, I figured, you know, if I show you some stuff I'm practicing, maybe you guys have some stuff. Have I ever smashed a guitar before? Well, I tried to do that guitar flip and it broke the guitar, but I've never smashed a guitar. This is my wife's text. How do I approach learning songs by ear? Basically, I just break them down into real small little chunks, to be honest. Just figure out real, like, micro, you know, pieces of it and learn it. And I'm drinking pop, which I normally don't drink. And I can already tell it was a bad decision. I originally had water. I poured it out, and I was like, I feel like drinking some pop. And then, now that I'm drinking it, I don't drink pop that much, you know, anymore, or soda, depending on where you're from. And now I realize the mistake that I've made. It's like a coating on my mouth. I just wish I had water now. Bad for your it is, yeah, it is. I wanted something sweet, but you know what? I realize water is even better. Pop, it's so Midwestern. I know my buddy Greg, who is here from California, always laughs, but then he says soda. So, you know, you come out here to Ohio and you're saying soda, and people are just like, where are you from? Is your tooth enamel melting off? Luckily, I don't drink much pop. So, I pretty much only drink water. I guess, and coffee. Yeah, I like, this is what the live stream will be about. I like the Fiji water a lot. And soda in New Jersey. Go, might as well go for soda. It's funny that you typed that, go for soda. You know what? Me and my buddy, who is Canadian, both like couldn't believe it, because we have always thought it was go for a soda, and it's go for soda. And me and him, he's like, do you realize I spent my whole life thinking it was go for a soda? Bang a gong. However that goes. Cold chisel from midnight. Oh, I have not. We're the Kaler fans. Pop soda. All pop or soda, Coke. Yeah, in the South, I noticed a lot of people do that. My pick's just, I lost my pick, it fell, it's gone forever. I'll never see it again. Literally disappeared. Into the vortex. It's just gone. Well, I guess this is a fingerstyle video. No, I'm joking, I have another pick right here. Check them out. Yeah, I don't know where the pick went. No Dallas Guitar Show. I know, right? Yeah, Acacia's there and Vola is there, but I am not there. I will find it next week. I don't know any Foo Fighters. The amp that I'm using is, I'm just using my Axe right now. So I don't buy or understand. You know, I've used the Dragonheart picks for quite a while now, and I typically don't lose them. Like I said, I guarantee you, what happens a lot of times is they fall underneath the leg of my desk. It's just hard to see. Oh, look, here it is. Because I don't know how, it's not that bright in here right now. Depending on Ace Freyle's playing. You know, I like all of this stuff. Actually, I teach an Ace lick in Monday's video. So, I thought Ace had a lot of really cool stuff. Favorite mode of the minor pentatonic? The minor pentatonic doesn't have modes. It's just pentatonic. I'm very confused. Are you saying favorite mode, or is it the minor pentatonic? Do I practice down picking? You know what? I don't, really. Just because, you know, can you play minor pentatonic over major chords? Yeah, you can. It might sound kind of funky sometimes, but it can actually add a cool, like, effect to it. If you're kind of like, if you play like an E major. King of the Mountain. Van Walen. We're using an aluminum nut. No, I haven't. I just, I don't think I really have anything different than these, like, what are they, plastic or bone, whatever they are. I have tried the new Cab M. Sweetwater song. I do need to come up with a Sweetwater song, don't I? I have tried the new Cab M. I tried it at NAMM, and that was actually, so I'm doing this big pedal board project with someone who was, you know, basically offered to build a pedal board, and I was kind of like, well, I don't know what I want. And I kind of like, I tried a buddy of mine's board that did something very specific. I'm not going to give it away. And I was like, I wanted to do this, but I needed to wait on the Cab M to come out to do what I wanted to do. And it worked perfectly. And unfortunately, the build is literally just waiting on me. Have I ever liked punk music? If I'm being totally honest, no, not really. But, you know, it doesn't mean anything, there's anything wrong with it. I think punk is like an attitude style of music. Blitzkrieg Bop. 116 of you guys. Wow, thank you all so much. You give love a bad name? Isn't that it? An angel smile is what you said. Hey, Joe McCarthy! Dude, How's your wasn't it you that was getting the Friedman? You were getting a Cali? Is that what it was? Play some Creed? I don't get that request very often. Cronus, that's what it was, sorry. I knew it was one of them. Did you say you got it already? Or is that the one that's at Dallas? I can't remember. I have too much going on in my head. Actually, there's not much going on in there. So the little bit of storage that there is, it's just getting taken up right now. It is at the Dallas. Okay. It's the green one, right? I'm just going to keep wishing this was water all night long. I don't know the TNT solo, I'm afraid. The green quill, yep. So I'll show you guys one of the things that I've been working on a lot is working, just basically like moving through my mode shapes. But in this, it's mainly just geared towards working on economy picking. Rob's one remaining East brain so East. So I've been working on stuff like this a lot for economy picking. I've been really trying to like work on that a lot lately, and basically moving through different like modal patterns, but really focusing on how smooth and controlled my hand is. Oh, hold on. Nope. 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 Need to slow down. I'm trying to show off. I was playing it better earlier. But I like the sound of it because it has like a musical quality to it, but like I said, it has this really nice flow to it. Here, let me I'll let you guys hear it a couple times with better. So I played this on an Instagram clip. And a lot of people ask me to kind of break it down. So I don't know if any of those people happen to be here in the chat or not. But if you are, I'll show it to you here with some better audio. Actually, I think it just has a nice melodic kind of like sound to it for it being more exercise-based. So like I said, it's very like practice driven, but I really like the way stuff like that sounds, you know. So to me, it's fun. What guitar is this? This is the Friedman Vintage T. There you go. And I love this guitar. Metal Guy, congratulations on the Sweetwater gig. Dude, thank you so much. I'm really excited about that. I was just talking to them, maybe it was today, I don't know, my days are all blending together. But yeah, so really, really exciting stuff about that. And if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, let me know and I can kind of explain it again. I did it in the last live stream. But basically there's some really cool stuff happening. White Lion, dig it down. How's it go? I don't remember how it goes. Nope, I can't remember it. Wait just a moment. You get out what you put into playing guitar. Exactly right, man. I think that's one of the most motivating things. Do you like maple or rosewood fingerboards? You know what? I've been a maple guy my entire life, and probably this last year, I've really gotten into rosewood. So I have one more guitar that I know I'm getting this year, and it's a Strat style. Because I really don't have a Strat. The VG Strat that I have is actually my wife's. So as far as kind of being that more Stratty guitar, I don't actually have one. I just use hers. But and when I was ordering this guitar, I decided to go rosewood fingerboard. I was like, you know what? I think it's time. Give away his Charvel Crackle. No. Unfortunately, that is not the first giveaway. I do have a lot of stuff to give away. Believe it or not, I have 4 Rev pedals right there. I've had these for a while. I'm sorry to give away. That'll probably happen here in the next couple weeks. I'm giving away the Sono with Sweetwater and a couple of gift cards and possibly a guitar. So you guys will just have to tune in. Favorite metal band? Probably Pantera. Something like that. Roasted maple neck craze going on right now. I don't know if I've played a guitar with a roasted maple neck. It looks really cool, and I don't see an issue with it at all. Have I played the new Fractal? No, I have not. I still have my old Axe FX 2 here. What is my main inspiration to play? Well, I just love playing guitar, but if you're talking like a particular guitar player, it was Eddie Van Halen who made me want to pick up a guitar. What do you think about the new Gibson range? I think that it's awesome. Of course, you guys know I'm a massive Gibson fan, and I'm so glad that they're going back to just, what people wanted. Like, really listening to us, the people who are, buying the guitars and stuff like that. And for the first time, probably ever, I've been like, you know what, I wouldn't mind a new Gibson. Just being honest with the stuff they've done. But I actually want to modern series. Yeah, I don't really like the modern series too much, but I like the 50s, and I don't think I'd get the 60s. That slim neck is a little bit too slim for me. But the 50s or like the LPJ or something like that, I really dig. And the Explorer and all that kind of stuff. But I thought about doing a video called, you might see it, who knows, just and calling it Guitars Aren't Perfect. Because I think with the internet, what's happened now is everyone goes over guitars with such a fine-tooth comb, it's crazy. How intensely guitars are under a magnifying glass. And it'll be something that, maybe I'm weird, because I don't think there's anything wrong. If you want your guitar to be mint perfect, that is 100% fine, This is just me. Maybe I'm just lazy. But I get a guitar, and I don't know if I've ever gotten a perfect guitar to where you know, I couldn't have probably like picked something apart. Maybe there's a few, but most guitars I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of funky on it or something. And that stuff could happen in shipping and all that stuff. And I guess I just don't care. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, if it sounds great, if it still plays great. Personally, I don't care if there's like a tiny little spot where the binding is messed up or something like that. But you know, it's just it's a personal preference at that point. So I thought about kind of making a video about that, just because it's like, to me, guitars, you know, will never be perfect. Because as soon as I play them, I'm gonna scratch them and beat them up and, you know, strangle the neck and mess up the fingerboard and all that stuff pretty quickly. Sorry, my chat jumped. Play the new on way back. Tell us about the Sweetwater thing. Yeah, so basically the Sweetwater thing, I'm going to be doing a bunch of demos for them based on, you know, products that players can make good players can make crappy guitars sound great. That's a good point. With Sweetwater, I'm going to be doing a bunch of demos for them with stuff that I pick out. You know, it's funny. It's not the situation where you think, where it's just kind of like, oh, well, I just message them, I want to try the new private stock PRS, and they send it to you. They actually have to get, like, there's a long kind of chain of commands to all of it. So it takes a while to get the stuff, but I'm really excited about how everything is going to be going with Sweetwater. You know, it's going to be really good for, you know, just me in general, getting to work with a company like that. And, you know, obviously it's going to be good for you guys too, because part of the deal that I worked out with them was I wanted to give stuff away and give gift cards and products and stuff like that away. So that was part of our deal on all that stuff. And the only reason why I was comfortable with even doing it with Sweetwater was because I've shopped with them for I don't know how long and bought so many things from Sweetwater. I was like, man, they're not gonna, like, you know, in my opinion, do anybody dirty or anything like that. So free candy. That's exactly what me and my wife said. And what's funny is when they send me this stuff, like I have a couple boxes here, they put the candy in there. I'm like, yeah, this is great. So it's really, really cool. It was like beyond an honor for them to reach out to me and say that, I mentioned this in the other stream, but basically they had kind of evaluated some of my videos, the way that I've done stuff, and they, you know, the head guy over there, Steve, was just kind of like, hey, you know, we need to be working with him. He's one of the guys, because right now they're only working with 2 people that I know of, and I was one of the 2. So that was, like I said, a huge, huge honor. Sweetwater's only a couple hours from me, so who knows where the relationship can go. We could end up, you know, I just go over there or something and do some really fun stuff. Oh, Tom, thank you, man. Are you affected by the tone you get? My playing suffers when I can't get a good sound. Firstly, yes, I am. Definitely, it's not as fun. You know, that's part of the reason why, like, when I play, like, I love having reverb and delay, and it's because that's just the sound I like. I feel like I play the best with that. It's not about covering up mistakes or anything like that. It's just that's the sound that really inspires me to play. So I want the delay, I want the reverb, I want all that stuff on the sound whenever I'm playing. Just because, like I said, that's the sound that inspires me. And speaking of that, I'm going to turn my delay on right now because I forgot to do that. When I was playing a minute ago, I was like, this sounds funny. No delay. There we go. There we go. No delay, on the no delay. KB Barbecue. Dude, I played your song last night. Sweetwater is a class act. 100%. Sorry. Ugh, it's getting kind of hot. So like I said, I was very fine and confident with them wanting to sponsor videos. I got a Sweetwater shirt. I should do like the first video. I should have asked him to send me like a Sweetwater hat and mug and jacket, and just did like the Garth scene basically from Wayne's World. Just like, hey guys, Sweetwater is helping. Yeah, it's just like decked out in Sweetwater stuff. So I don't know why I cannot see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Huh. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like, it was zoomed in weird. I'm like, I can't see my levels. And I also can't see the controls. It's a good practice one for $200. Probably one of those little katanas. I don't know how much they are, but Ola seems to really dig them. How are my son's lessons going? You know what? He kind of like drifted away from it, but he was actually today talking about how he wants to start in the car. He was telling me how to play Smoke on the Water and naming off the guitar strings, and he's like, "Oh, I'm starting to not remember it." And I was like, "Well, that's because you got to practice if you want to remember the stuff." And he's like, "Oh, well, I want to start practicing again." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I'm not like forcing that at all. I just want him to like want to. What do you think about having P90s in a Cronus? Well, you will just have to wait and see. I threw an idea at Acacia, and we'll see if it happens. You got an audio interface? Yeah. To think, what have I gotten from Sweetwater from here? All of the soundproofing. My studio monitors, my studio desk, my interface, my power conditioner, my Marshall. What else? Multiple guitar. The SG came from them. The Richie Kotzen Telecaster. Tons of stuff. Lots of guitars over the years that I've either bought and sold, and I've never returned a single thing to Sweetwater. We bought my wife's Taylor from there. Everything, all that stuff came from Sweetwater. So, whether I work with them or not, that it won't affect the fact that I buy a lot of stuff from them. Episode Prophecy Les Paul Plus. You know what? I haven't seen those. I don't know a lot about Epiphones, but I really want to check out one of my buddy Jared's new signature Old Glory guitars. You shook me all night long. Do I still have my Cronus? Yes, I do. It is right there. Show enough. Anyone you're super into in guitar? My son is addicted to BJJ. Oh, really? No, I'm not really into anything else, to be honest. I'm all guitar. My hobby's guitar. My job's guitar. My wife often asks me, she's like, do you ever just get tired of talking about guitar, playing guitar, listening to guitar? Sweetwater discount. You know what? That actually wasn't something we discussed. So, I wonder what the employee discount is. Just because that'd be sweet if I got something like that, but probably not because I'm not technically an employee. But, oh well, I'm not too concerned about that. That's just an added bonus. All-time favorite song? I mean, I don't even know if I have one of those. Can I play the solo from Shook Me All Night Long? Have you ever broke a guitar? Yeah, I broke that one. It was already broken, but I broke it flipping it. The RBS is not here yet. I had to wait on the battery pack. I needed a different kind of battery pack for it, for the Fishman pickups I was putting in it. But it'll hopefully be back soon, and I'll do a video about its return. Watch the video on Sweetwater does for their employees. Holy crap, awesome company to work for. Yeah, man. I was actually, they asked me, one of the guys over there, they had a social media job open, and they wanted me to like apply for it. This was a couple years ago. And the issue is you have to work there, so we would have to move and stuff like that. And I was like, oh well, I don't want to do that. But it was like a serious consideration because of just how good of a company Sweetwater is. I was like, I would not mind working there. Anyways, player series. Ooh, I've heard a lot about those. My buddy Landon just got one of those as well. So it shook me out long solo. Let's see how badly I can butcher this one real quick. Maybe. Here we go. And then I end it with something that Angus would never play. We just watched Endgame. We had to wait. So our movie theater here is still like old seats and stuff like that. So we have to wait until we can drive. It's about an hour from here to the nicer one, and where they have like the nice like leather seats that lay back and all that kind of stuff. Because like a movie like that, with a 7-year-old and stuff, and just in general, I don't want to be in those like horribly uncomfortable. Peacemaker die. I don't think I remember it anymore. I used to know most of the riffs to Three Sides of Every Story. Peacemaker die. Oh, mister. I don't remember anymore. What did I think of it? You know what? I really liked it. I both liked and didn't. Well, actually, I don't want to talk too much about it because in case someone hasn't seen it. But I'll just say that I liked it. I thought it was good. I've liked most of the movies. I haven't seen Captain Marvel. Actually, I hadn't even heard of Captain Marvel until I'm like watching the movie. I'm like, who is this? Oh man, he's gonna sleep. Big John, dude, what's up? So is that cost pricing? Oh, dang. Well, that would be amazing. What guitar is that? This is my Friedman Vintage T. Watch my channel and RJ's channel. Dude, RJ, what a cool guy. RJ is also one of my favorite channels to watch. And I think he's just such an amazing guitar player. He's so good. So if you guys haven't, definitely check out RJ Renquilio's channel. It is. You know what? It really is. I love this guitar. I was talking to who was I talking to? I was talking to Sean Tubbs, and we were talking about he has a vintage tee as well, and I was talking about it. I said, you know what? To be honest, man, I go it's a guitar I connected with so strongly when I opened up the case, and you know, it was just such an instant for me. I was just like, oh, this thing, you know, and you know, I've already put a lot of miles on this thing. Hey Tom, oh dude, thank you for the super chat again. You went to school with RJ down in Florida. Some Lil Wayne solo, much fun, dude. Lazy guitarist, thank you so much. Little Wayne. So I gotta get my thumb off the back of the neck technique. Now I shouldn't be making fun of him. You know, if he's serious about it and wants to learn and stuff like that, you know, more power to him. But it is still kind of funny. Am I using the camera? Yeah, so I'm using the camera mic. I can switch it back and forth and give you guys a better direct audio. So I'll do it right now. But when I give you the better direct audio, I can't talk. So, well, I can physically talk. You can't hear me talk. That's what I should say. So children are at home. My guitar's actually not that loud in here. You know, you guys are hearing the computer. I'll switch the audio over here in just a second, but you're hearing direct audio, so it probably sounds really big and full for you guys. It's actually pretty quiet over here. You know, that's the amazing part of being a guitarist nowadays. Is, you know, we have all this technology. So here, listen to the audio now. I can talk in Spanish. De los Estados Unidos. Que represente. No, I can't. I know like very, very little bit. I think I know the pledge allegiance to the flag. That's all I know. So here is the direct sound, you know, the better audio. Let me just stop while I'm ahead. Preston! Hey! Gotta throw in all my showboaty tricks. Vintage S. Well, you never know. You never know. I do know. I will say I have a vintage S ordered, um, but just like with this one, I have to, wait. Just like I think it's like about a 3 month wait for it. So I'm not sure when it'll get here. And all I will say about it is it does have a rosewood fingerboard on it. And finally, something that isn't maple. Can you do some rainy roads? Yeah, I decided to go ahead and kind of like work and get the vintage S because after I had played those other ones, that the vintage S that I had, the three-tone burst one from Friedman, that was seriously one of the best sounding guitars I've ever played in my life. uh, you know, I was so blown away, and I purposely did not play those two vintage S's that I had here too much because I knew I was going to fall in love with it, and they had already told me that these guitars are not for sale. And I was just like, I don't want to play these and fall in love with them, and just like know that there's no way it can be mine. But it already had happened. I was like, oh my god, they sound phenomenal. It took a while on with my vintage S, perfect out of the box, dude. You won't regret it. They're so good. But I wanted to do it while, I think Grover will always be hands-on. I really like Grover, and I have so much respect for him. And I know he's painting the guitars right now, so he painted this one and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I want to get it while he's painting them. So I believe he's painted all three of mine, if I remember correctly. The Cali, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this was painted by him. And this other one will be painted by him as well, I assume, unless he gets someone else. But, yeah, I'm really excited about it. The sweep picking tutorial. Yeah, I probably should do some more of that stuff. I need to work on my sweep picking first. Been working Polyphia song. Ooh, nice. What's your best... I'm not good at tapping, man. To be honest. I have a couple of tapping licks, the kind of the standard Eddie Van Halen one, or like the Greg Howe, not Greg Howe, yeah, Greg Howe. How he would kind of like walk up a pentatonic scale but lead with his left hand, stuff like that. And I was that was kind of cool, or the kind of the Vito style, or like the Nuno lick, where he's kind of outlining that like an add 9 arpeggio, pretty much. I'm trying to play live gigs, not very often. I do like clinics and stuff like that. Like I just did a clinic last weekend at Guitar Fest. So I do stuff like that fairly regularly. This year is a little bit of a different year. Basically, I've reeled in. I've been offered quite a few different things to go do, and I just had to turn them down because I needed to not travel so much this year. The past 2 years, I've traveled more in the last 2 years than I have in my entire life. I think 2 years ago, I was literally going somewhere every month almost. I think there was like 1 month I didn't go somewhere. And it was just, I don't like being gone. As weird as that might sound, I think some people like being gone. They love traveling. And I like traveling, but I don't like missing stuff, with my son. And it was really weird. Like the one time I was gone for, I think 14 days. It's like the longest I've ever been away from my wife and son. And I just felt like he changed so much in 2 weeks. That would have been 2 years ago, so he was 4 or 5 years old. Depending on which trip it was, I can't remember exactly. But I was just like, I don't like that. You know, I love being home. It's part of why I love doing the YouTube stuff so much. It's because I'm home every day. So I enjoy all the little things, the wake up and take him to school, you know, every day. And, you know, we have our routine and all that stuff. So this year it's noticeably less traveling, and then next year I'll have to do more. But by then he'll be, you know, first grade. Who knows? He probably won't even want to hang out with me anymore. Hopefully that's not true. We were just before I did this, he fell asleep and we were playing Minecraft, which I still don't know how to play. Luckily, he's like pretty understanding. I'm like over there just like breaking stuff, and he's like, "Dad, what are you doing?" I'm like, I just want to get my sword out. How do I pull the sword out? Oh my god, it's this button here. I'm like, now I know exactly what my dad felt like when I was like had my Super Nintendo and we're playing like basketball and I'm doing all these like moves and stuff, and he just like knows how to do it all, and I'm like, I'm so lost. I'm so out of it. There's so many more buttons on these controllers. There's like 15 buttons. I'm like, yo, my controller had like 5 buttons on it. So, Sick Love Song. Ooh, that's such a killer Mick Mars riff. You became a rocker, Dad? Top 3 favorite guitar brands. Just your favorite ones. That's easy, you know. It would definitely be the, you know, Gibson. It just depends, you know. It's tricky. But Gibson, Vola, and Friedman are my 3 favorite ones that I personally own. Part of the country, I'm an Ohio boy. Well, I'm actually from South Carolina, but I grew up most of my life in Ohio. Just what? Second Friedman, dude. I'm telling you what, man. You're part of the clan now. I forgot. I gotta message someone back. I was just talking to my buddy over there at Boutique, Friedman or whatever. But I had someone message me and wanted to know like exactly what this was, and because they wanted to order one, and I was like, you know what, I need to get a hold of Jeff and those guys because I don't remember, to be honest. They're really easy to work with over there. Balance. It is, yeah. Do I know any Jeff Loomis? I don't. I've learned like some Jeff Loomis licks over the years, which I don't play right anymore. He does one thing. Well, he does a lot of stuff. Jeff, who, you know, I've been like lucky. Jeff is like my favorite metal guitar. Jeff and Dimebag Darrell are my 2 absolute favorite metal guitar players ever. And you know, I feel like really fortunate because I've kind of become friends with Jeff. To where we'll like message each other like pictures back and forth of like guitars we got or something like that, which it always feels weird because I'm just like, dude, you're Jeff Loomis. And he's so nice. But there's like different things. So like one of the things that he does that's really cool is the way he stops in the middle of an arpeggio and kind of turns it around. So basically, like, instead of going like this, sorry, and this won't be the best audio, but like if you're doing an A minor arpeggio, like that. Well, he'll go like this. Something like that, where he turns around in the middle of it, and it makes the arpeggio last a lot longer, but it's just really cool. Sorry, I know I should be adding the E. I'm adding the F. What can I do? You're just gonna have to accept that 6 in there. Oh, sorry. I can't do it fast. I haven't practiced it in a long time, but nope. But he does stuff like that, which I thought was really, really cool. You out here, Chris? Thank you for tuning in, man. I want to learn drums alongside a guitar. You know, I think drums help guitar a lot. I've always wanted to learn like keyboards or piano and stuff like that, but it's hard for me. I kind of fall into that category. For me, this is just a personal thing, that you can't serve two masters, basically. For me, I can't. You know, it's one of those things. I gotta like focus on one. Oh, dude, lazy guitarist, thank you. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Well, dude, happy Cinco de Mayo back at you and everyone else. Feliz Navidad. Boca-chin. I'll switch to Chinese on ya. 谢谢，我爱你们。Dig your channel. Oh, dude. Chris, thank you, man. I appreciate that. See you next time, other Chris. One said that he plays guitar like drums. Yeah, I mean, he started on drums, didn't he? How long did it take me to get great at guitar? Man, I'll let you know whenever I get there. Whenever I'm great at guitar, man, I'll jot it down and remember that. Remember that moment. I have not checked out the new Gibsons in person yet. Of course, I have online, and I have friends who have actually gotten some of them and have spoken highly of them. So I'm really excited. That was one of the things I had spoken to Sweetwater about, is if I could check out, you know, I asked for quite a few of them. But the issue is they're so popular and in demand right now, I don't think it's something that they can send me. Because it's like they're just, you know, they have such a limited stock, and they're really, you know, there's a lot of interest in them right now. So it's probably something they're like, you know, in their mind, you probably have to weigh the options. Like, do we need it to be, like, do we need videos on this stuff if there already is all this hype behind it? 12 a.m. in Michigan? It's 12 a.m. here in Ohio. Aaron! Dude, thank you for the super chat, man. I want a Harley and Gun. Wait, what's that? I bet they're sweet, man. What gauge strings do I use? I use 10s. 10s on everything. Leave it on the shorter scale stuff. I rock 10 to 46. ClearTones. I found that ClearTone strings feel a little bit tighter than like the Dario or stuff like that, or what's the I can't think of other ones. Music Man, Ernie Ball. Those feel a little bit more slinky than the ClearTones do. They did relic them. Yeah, on here they did that stuff. It's not for me, but I will say that I can see wear on the frets. I'm telling you, man, I have put some like serious hours on this guitar since I got it. Did you guys want to see? I don't know if did I show it in the other live stream? I can't remember. But there is, you know, like a new guitar. I haven't done a video on it yet or anything, but it's here. It's more to serve a purpose than anything else. But I don't know if I showed it or not. I'll let you guys decide. What's the best low watt Friedman amp? You know what? I actually really like the Runts. Um, the Runt 20 is good. If possible, I'd go Runt 50. Sam? Yeah, it's the blue one. Okay, so you guys have probably already seen it. Um, that's what's happening. Yeah, the runs are great, you know. Coming out with a new album? Isn't Poison? Dude, that would be sick. I hope so. Get some CC licks going, man. Talking about 5150s, I think the old block letters are really, really good. Um, the EL34 driven 5153s, I think, are really good too. Best together when writing a riff? Video on what keys work best? No, I don't. You know, a lot of that stuff you have to stick to, like the chord progressions and you know, different modulations and stuff like that. You know, stuff like that to do that. But yeah, I haven't done too many lessons on that stuff, to be honest. It's kind of a, I don't want to say niche subject. A lot of people want to learn it, but it's not like overly fun to teach, if that makes sense. Um, how's the copyright crap changing your videos? Unfortunately, changing it quite a bit, Ian. I've had a lot of claims. I think I've had a total of 30 claims now against me. And it just kind of sucks because there were some other videos that I really wanted to make, but definitely required me to play other people's stuff in it. And you know, I'm pretty much set that I'm gonna make them anyways, regardless if it makes any money on the videos. It's just a shame to spend, you know, a week working on a video or something like that for basically nothing. I shouldn't say nothing because it's creatively very fulfilling to make that stuff, but you know, it unfortunately then all that stuff just has to get pushed back to where it's reliant on free time to make that. So get copyright information. It isn't hard. Um, the issue with that, you can get copyright permission, but what's going to happen is they are going to still take all the revenue from the video. All that will do is allow you to have your video up. So you can have it up, or you know, sometimes they block it in certain countries, but they will take all the revenue from it. So, which again, you know, they own the patents and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that I still have to like consider how much time to invest in this. So that's where that stuff's kind of at. They haven't really messed with any of like the licks, so that's why I've kind of been doing like in these you know licks of guitar players. But yeah, when it comes to riffs, they've cracked down a lot, and it's just a matter of adapting to it, you know. Zazonker, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Well, I'm happy to answer your questions, man. Started with a claim, and the next day came a strike. Exactly. So you have to watch that. You know, I don't have any strikes against me. I just have claims. So you're saying Frog Leap gets no ad revenue. Actually, Leo basically does not get ad revenue. He's talked about this. He could be different now because he has someone who gets clearance and all that stuff for him. So he might get some ad revenue, but the majority of, I believe, the money that Leo makes is through his Patreon and stuff like that. So, you know, he gets, you know, a large, I don't know if he like shows it on there anymore, because Patreon made it so you could kind of hide that. But, you know, last I knew, and not that this is any of my business, I just saw his Patreon one day. It was something, and this was years ago, around like $5,000 a video. And his videos take, an entire week for him to shoot, produce, record, all that kind of stuff. So I get it. He's probably, still technically being underpaid for that. But, there's a lot of reassurance whenever you're making a video like that and you're guaranteed, well, regardless if it makes a penny on YouTube, I know that it's going to make this much money regardless through Patreon. So, I don't have anything like that, but you're not a lot of reviews. How come there are not a lot of reviews on Dean's Zin's guitars? Oh, that I don't know. Oh, is it Rich or Rick? I always get that confused. Rich, I hope. Maybe it's Rick. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the super chat, man. Which is harder, Eruption or Spanish Fly? It's Spanish Fly. It is Spanish. I would think Spanish Fly is more difficult. That's an incredibly complicated piece of music. And thank you for the super chat, man. Aaron, thank you for the super chat, man. What gauge, strings, and brand do I use? So I use 10 to 46 on all of my guitars, even the shorter scale length ones. Still 10 to 46. And I use ClearTone strings. Do what Pete does, play your own stuff anyway. That's what I do. Yeah, it's I play my own stuff in a lot of things, but the difference between someone like Pete and myself is we have very different channels. So like Pete is primarily a demo channel. So again, and Pete is like lucky because he is producing his own music and stuff. But as a demonstrator, I would assume he's getting paid to make the demos. So again, it falls back to regardless if his video makes a penny on YouTube, he still made his money. And again, Pete puts in a lot of time to make that stuff, and it, like I said, it just falls back and forth. I don't have anyone paying me to make my videos, so it kind of is a little bit more difficult with that kind of stuff. So most of the ad revenue is based on mine, like views and stuff like that. That's why my videos are just based around, to me, just kind of like fun stuff. Oh, dude, no, thank you so much. Can I play Atomic Punk? Thank you for the super chat. Can I play Atomic Punk? I'm getting Atomic Punk and On Fire mixed up. What is the... There we go. So I think that's it. Is that Atomic Punk or is that on... Because On Fire, the riff is very similar. Down, 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 down. I love Mateo Sasato's style, but I don't really like... I've never sat down and learned any of it. Like his is more like I really enjoy listening to it. Yeah, I know Atomic Punk is like tuned down. Atomic Funk. My videos are all demonetized. I do it for fun, and that's a great thing to do. YouTube is my full-time job, so I unfortunately can't afford to do something like that. But thankfully, I sell the lesson packs and all that kind of stuff, and obviously you guys super chatting like you've done has been a huge help. I really appreciate that, and I never wanted to think that I'm asking you to do that at all. I just know that I appreciate it, But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, make sure you guys super chat. You know, I'd never do that. But yeah, like I said, luckily, you know, I sell like my guitar courses and all that kind of stuff, and that really, you know, is it. Because even YouTube, even with it, YouTube does not actually pay that much money. You know, based on kind of hours put in it. So it's just, you know, like I said, it's a balancing act. Is really what it is. EVH is not a human. EVH is not a human. Aaron, thank you again, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Do I warm up? Oh, what warm ups do you do every day? You know what? I got probably some pretty lame ones that I do. I like to do a lot of chromatic stuff to get my hands kind of awake. But I'll do like the typical one. And I have some other like variations I do. I do the Steve Vai one as well. Where basically you change your leading finger each time. Stuff like that, and a decent. Oh. However it goes. And then I'll do like other ones where I'm like. And then the final one is like the what's it called? Joe Satriani one. He would do these chords. I like to pick them out. I call it my exercise because you make an X. Doesn't really sound like much, but I dig it. And then usually I'll just kind of like go through a pentatonic scale and so on like that. Oh man, oh, thank you guys. Please don't think that I was trying to like ask people to super chat. I will. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Is it Amir? Hope I'm saying that right. What are your thoughts on Mastodon and their genre in general? Thanks for the rad content. Well, dude, thank you so much for the super chat and the question. And, you know, I actually had not really ever even listened to Mastodon until about a year ago. I think it was my buddy Adam Lamar was posting stuff about them. And I heard it, and I was like, you know what? They're really good. I didn't realize they had so much, like, singing in their stuff. I thought they were, like, just like a screaming kind of band. And I forget what the song was that I heard, and it had like singing in it. Because I have the Brent Hines amp, which I think sounds great. But it was funny how once I heard it, I was like, oh, okay, I had like a total misconception of what Mastodon was in my mind. The Satch one is hard. Well, he does it, like, he chords it, you know. It sounds like jazz chord. Wait, I can do it. Hold on. I can do this chord. What do you do when you get into a rut and don't like anything you are coming up with? Asking for a friend. Love that, Brad. You know, honestly, it's kind of like a canned answer that a lot of guys do, but it is really what I do is I go and I try to like listen to different genres. You know, honestly, sometimes it's because I'm trying to make things too complicated. And I might go listen to like pop music or something like that, or actually figuring out vocal melodies was something I did. I did a couple of videos on that stuff. That was just because I was in a very much of a rut, and it was really fun to figure out vocal melodies on the guitar. And what really surprised me in all these pop songs, aside from like the Mariah Carey one I did, hers was a little bit more intense. But in most of these pop songs and stuff like that, the melodies were so simple. You know, simple melodies that are catchy, and it like really clicked with me. And I was like, man, I just need to stop being a guitar player for a second and think about like the song. You know, like just because there's a break in the song, it doesn't mean I need to be like, you know, going crazy. It could be like a break, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know. Maybe on that. These are all terrible examples. I'm sorry. I can tell it's getting later. But stuff like that, man, you know, has always helped me a bunch. Or really like slow, like just kind of like slowing my roll a little bit and going back. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now when I'm working on all this technique stuff. So I bounce around a lot, but right now I'm really focused on like, if you were here in the beginning of the stream, working on this economy picking stuff that I'm trying to get better at. You know, if you guys are familiar with Rick Graham, which I'm sure all of you are, if not, go check him out. Rick is one of my favorite guitar players. He is, I just feel like a phenomenal person outside of guitar, but also a phenomenal guitar player. And he did this thing in one of his videos. I can't even remember what it was now. I think he was doing like an A minor 7. I don't remember. But it was a pattern, and I was like, oh, I love that idea. And I just kind of took it more in like a major situation. Because, boy, you looking like a snack. Super chat from Who's That Girl. I think this means that we need a Who's That Girl riff. Who's that girl? Who's that girl? Who's that girl with the blonde hair? Who's that girl? Who's that girl? Who's that girl? Who is it? Who's that girl? Who's the girl? Who's in the other room bleaching her blonde hair? Sending me super chats. Who's that girl in the chat? Yeah, jazz hands. Could be the bearded lady. Oh, man. Can I quickly explain sweep picking? Of course, Aaron. So think of sweep picking as basically the most efficient way to play a large like arpeggio or something like that. So essentially, if you were to play like an arpeggio like this, like an A, well, I'll do A major. I'm like trying to think. Again, I'm adding the 6th, not going back to the 5th, but whatevs. Your girl can have better hair than me. So if you watch my hand for a second here, let me go like this. Watch exactly what's happening. So if I descend up, it'd be so much easier if I had a guitar that didn't have a black pickguard on it. Give me 1 second. The black pickguard is just not gonna work out the best for this. Still rocking that no sock life. Who's all about that right now? Who's all about that no sock life? Okay, so watch my hand for a second. Watch, it's probably just as dark. Didn't make any difference. When I play this, now I gotta get used to a different guitar. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm keeping the pick in one direction when I'm us-ending. It's the most like economical way. It's very similar to economy picking. But when I'm sweep picking, see how my pick is angled like this, and I'm constantly doing one down. It's not like a bunch of downs, so I'm doing one down across 5 strings. Oh, sorry. When I descend, I go up. But when I go up, I change the way I'm picking, see? So when I go down, I go like this. When I go up, I shift my hand. That way I'm giving it the least amount of resistance against those strings. So that's really where the sweep picking part of this comes in. And I'm playing an arpeggio, and all an arpeggio is the notes of a chord played separately. So I'm taking an A major right there and doing that. So when I'm doing that, like I said, unfortunately now I'm playing sloppy. I switch guitars. No socks is metal. But anyways, so yeah, so that's just kind of how sweep picking is, to me anyways, is just simply kind of like keeping your hand going in the most economical way through those strings. So that's all sweep picking. So, if you're wanting to get into the sweep picking stuff, hopefully that's helpful. That's right, Sam. Suck it! It's almost summertime here. Tapping legato tips. I don't know. I don't do too much of that stuff, man. I guess, like, to me, the big thing would be is practicing visualizing basically both hands doing something at the same time. It's very different than when you're picking, you know. Like if I'm just doing legato like that, that's not that difficult because I'm just watching my left hand. But when you're incorporating this hand, I would work on maybe like 2 strings and just get to where you can really incorporate like what's going on. So if I'm just going, you know, I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to be able to do it really well. But and then just get to where you, if you can't confidently legato it by itself, you're going to have a hard time with it. But I would work on just kind of like working your way through a scale, and like if you did like a G major kind of idea, you could tap 12 on all 6 strings if you wanted to. So, shoe fridge. Basically, and what I'm doing like a Dorian shape with my left hand, and I'm just tapping 12th fret. So, there you have it. So that's how I would, and what I would do to maybe practice that is give yourself more space between the notes. So like these are very close, so it's easy to see this. But maybe tap somewhere up here, you know, whatever the sound you're kind of going for, like that. So now my scale's gonna be like maybe like that. Whatever it's gonna be, but like I said, I don't do that stuff too much, so I'm not the best. But it has a cool sound to it. Nope. So there you go. Play Top of the World. All right, we need better audio for that one, though. Wouldn't you agree? You can't play Van Halen with garbage audio. Whatever that was. Brad Gillis, I don't have a whammy bar. Didn't think you could do cover. You know what? You can't, but I think maybe that's what I'll do for live streams or something like that. Just not care about it. I don't know. Brad is a beast. Was I running this on? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not. Sorry, I think I'm lost in the chat. Can you play Michael Jackson Beat It solo? I do not know that solo, actually. You know what's funny? That's such an iconic Eddie Van Halen solo, and I'm not a huge fan of that solo. You know, as odd as that might be, that was never one of my favorite Eddie solos. If you had never picked up guitar, what would your hobby be? I don't know, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I was on Greta Van Fleet. I like Greta Van Fleet. I know their one riff. It was really... How's it go? That's what it was. It's a sweet riff. Eating pancakes. Yo, baby, I'm just eating pancakes. In the morning, I'm eating my pancakes from Cracker Barrel, baby. Give me the pancake. One thing's for sure, I want some pancakes for your mama. I don't know what I did there. It was the wrong notes, but it was totally right. That's a new lick right there. So that's sweet. Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Pancake Riff. Man, that's a keeper. So we'll have to see how that kind of gets incorporated. I'm having trouble getting it to the speed that I want. That lick? That's what I was trying to do, just out of it. And I went. I was like, alright, I dig it. Hey, Scott, what's happening, buddy? Hey! Scott is in the house. What's poppin', Scott? Scott is in the house. Scott is in the house. It's a party when Scott is in the house. I can't do the singing. What was it? Oh man, sorry guys. It's getting later, getting weirder, and that's what it's all about. Can you dig it, baby? Give us a big thumbs up to me, fan of Roberts. Oh, well, thank you, man. I don't know, I need shine down, I'm afraid. When can you say that you're a pro at guitaring? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. When you earn money at it. That's, yeah, I mean, I guess that'd be it, you know. So I don't think, you know, a skill level doesn't mean that you're a pro. But I guess if that is kind of like, you know, I wouldn't even say like your only gig, but if, you know, you are earning a living and stuff like that, being a musician, then I guess, you know, you would be a professional musician. I mean, whenever I do taxes and stuff like that, I mean, I file it as a professional musician. So, I don't know. That's just the title that they said I should do it as. I never view it as in like, I'm a pro, you know, anything like that, but when you get paid, when you just get paid, it's the Johnny Highland chicken picking. You got the wrong guy for that, man. I tried to learn some Johnny Highland stuff. What was it? Can't remember. I don't know. He does insane stuff. I know Johnny Highland. All those guys, Johnny Highland, Brad Paisley, Andy Wood, Brent Mason, my favorite country player of all time. Could use one guitar for the rest of my videos. What would you choose? Probably my Les Paul. To be honest, the old KM. That's just my favorite guitar that I own. So by default, it's that one. I know copyright, I know, right? Oh, hold on, I didn't use my pick. You know, I noticed the PRS is hard to do that on because there's not a lot of space here. Are you able to play 8-bit era video game music? I don't know any of it, but I actually really do enjoy that. Guthrie Trapp. Ah, what an amazing guitar player Guthrie is. Guthrie is another one of those guys, just kind of in a league of his own. You know, he's fantastic. Voodoo Child. Wow, wow, wow. I've been playing guitar for about 40 minutes. No, I've been playing guitar for about 13 years now. So I'll give you guys some better audio. And if you want me to switch guitars, well, I'm happy to oblige. Sorry, the solo fell apart. Gold top, your Les Paul. Gold top, look, the gold top's chilling right here. I was playing it earlier today. It's time. My wife always gets mad at me because I, not like mad, but she like comes in here and she's like, I don't understand. You have these guitar stands, and I don't know how it happens, but the guitars just end up on the on the couch. So she'll like come in here to like talk to me or something, and she's just like, really? And there's just guitars on the couch, not in the stands. And she's like, where am I supposed to sit? And I'm like, listen, I don't know what happens, to be honest, but they just end there. Oh wait, I started to say, I think I forgot to change the audio back. Guitar couch. Hey, I clean my studios every Sunday, so in your face. Oh wait, it is Sunday now. Dang it, in my face. My hair is oddly mesmerizing to watch move. Here, hold on. Let me amplify the mesmerization. Look, now I've released it. I was taming it before. Now it's fully released. Maximum mesmerization. I'm surprised I could even say that word. I'm impressed with myself right now for even pronouncing that. My pronunciation is mighty fine and on point tonight, might I add. Have a good weekend, man. Thank you very much. Bob is not in full power. So one thing I will say that's kind of cool, if you're on my personal Facebook page, I posted about it. So there's 3 birthdays coming up. 2 of them are important. 1 of them is not important. The not important one is my own, but I'll be turning 30. But also, and can someone actually tell me here in the chat real quick, that way I know if I'm reading this right, how do I read the serial number on a Les Paul? I know it's an 89, there's an 8 and a 9, but so basically then it has 2, 7, so it goes 8, 2, 7, 7, 9. So the 8 and the 9 mean it's 89, and does it mean the 27th day? The 277 is the 27th day of the 7th month? Is that how it works, if I'm remembering right? If it is, then on July 27th, this guitar turns 30. I'll wait and let me see if my assumptions are correct on this. Later, Dylan. What time does the ASMR start? It actually starts right now. So we're going to talk about this gold top. I feel creepy doing that. Spot or Strat? It depends, man. Oh, it's the day of the year on the Les Paul. Oh, okay, I thought it was 27th. I know the 1st and the 5th are the year. But 277th day of 1989. Oh, okay, cool. So I don't know what month that would be. But I'll have to figure that out now. But at some point, loud guitar is my ASMR. At some point this year, this guitar turns 30. The KM Les Paul, which is over there, my other one, the Tobacco Burst, that one turns 40 this year. So we all get to have like an important date year. So yeah, so me and the Gold Top are 30. The KM turns 40. You know. Well, and then Gibson changed their serial numbers. To where you couldn't like tell the day anymore and stuff like that. Do I have a guitar super system? You mean kind of like what Tyler has? I do. I have. It's called the Fretboard Decoder School, is what mine is called, and it's basically 8 courses, which I'm actually updating the courses. So I've mentioned this a bunch, but if you're already a student in there, you get the updates for free. Can consider them vintage, I think. Yeah, I think technically to market something as vintage, it needs to be at least 20 years old is the standard. I believe. Don't quote me on that. So technically they're vintage, um, but it's October 4th. Nice. Okay, so this in October. So I'm older than this guitar. So this one turns 30 in October. October, what did you say? October 4th. Wow. And today's the 4th, right? Oh, today's 5th now. Hearing my dad's acoustic, which I'm thinking, maybe 81. Nice, that's awesome. 25 years for vintage. Okay. So I guess I'm vintage now. What can I do? But on Facebook I posted a picture of this, and I was just saying that we both turned 30 this year, and I think the gold top is aging better than I am. But I put on their hashtag. I thought it was funny. No one else probably did. But hashtag oldie and goldie. So I thought it was pretty good. Thank you, Jacob. Future is now, old man. And thank you for whoever told me how to read that number. Sorry, I do not remember exactly who it was, but I appreciate that. I'm excited to look at the KM now and figure out exactly when it was. What do I play when I'm mad? This. I play that. So here's the gold top. If you guys want some better audio for your ears. Thank you, KB. I don't know any Dead Daisies, but they jam. Anything Doug Aldrich does is going to be awesome. There you have it. cold top. I don't know what the riff was. It wasn't too bad. I didn't hate that. Learn songs by ear? Yeah, you know, most of the time. If it's like something for like a video and I don't feel like doing it by ear, I just look up the tabs, to be honest, nowadays. But when I taught a lot more, like especially in person, I would have a lot of students who would come in with like songs that, you know, were just released a few hours ago. So tabs didn't exist and you needed to figure them all out by ear. Bad to the bone. I think that might have to be like a riff or something. Do you like people? I love people. Do I allow my son to play my Les Paul? Yes, but they're the only ones that he's not allowed to pick up on his own. So any of the other guitars, he can pick up out of the stand and sit down and, like, you know, bang around on them if he wants to. The Les Pauls are the only ones that I told him, you know, he's allowed to, but he has to sit down and I'll hand it to him, and then he can play it. But I just told him, I said, you know, that headstocks break on them and stuff like that. So he understands that we have to be careful with those. I'm in 0 bands. Ugh! I've been sitting too long. Where's it at? Where's it at? Hashtag barefoot life. Oh! Hold on. Whew. I can't imagine standing and playing this guitar for like a full show. That would just be torture. Most artists hate their fans? Well, that is a real shame. I am not one of those artists. So this guitar was obviously made in '79 on the 212th day of the year. So 79, 212. So I don't know what that equals, but man, this guitar just rocks. It's just man, it has it all. I'm always reminded. I'm like, I always say it's my favorite guitar, and then when I play it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's my favorite guitar. So it's it's got it, man. It's got the mojo. It's got the vibe. It's got it all. Double neck. Yeah, that'd be sick, huh? Greatest guitar of all time? Most definitely. I don't know. Met Pete Thorne today at Dave's. Yeah, oh, Pete is an amazing guy. Pete, Dave, all those guys are all awesome. Rob, you name it, man. They're all cool. Zach, what up, playa? So yeah, so let's hear this beast. Let's hear the KM tear it up a little bit. We'll see what riff we can kind of come up with. Another one that might be a riff. Oh man. Dig it again, down, down. Dig it again, down. Dig it again, dig it down. Dig it again, down, down. Dig it down, down. Made it. What up? You made it, man. What's poppin'? Hear a lot of Jimmy Page when I'm playing? Definitely. So much Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page is one of my favorite riff writers. so much Jimmy Page. Definitely any like the little Benny things I throw in riffs are all like very see how the pancake riff sounds. I can't remember the pancake riff now. I wish I could. It wasn't too bad. I remember it, but I can't remember now. I have to hear the song. I have to hear the playback. I think the new Les Pauls seem great. You know, to be honest. I gotta remember that solo. Do do. Get up! Everybody's gonna lose you. There. A little carried away there. Just clicked on and inspired me to play. There you go, man. Well, I'm glad. Kiss was a kitty. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but there's no denying Detroit Rock City. Know any old lynch mob? Something like that, right? Digga-digga-da-now. Well, I've been searching for that feeling. I'm singing the wrong line, but going down, down, down to the river of love. That second Lynch Mob album is my favorite thing George has ever done. Ever. Is the second. I can't remember the singer. There was Oni Logan was the first singer. I can't remember the second singer's name. But it has Tangled in a Web. To me, it has George's best guitar tone he's ever had. God, it's just like the sleaziest guitar riff in the world, and I love it. I'll give you better audio with that one. Pickups in this one, these are actually the stock pups that came in it. These are the Gibson T-top pickups. Tangled in a web of your love. And so let's hear. Sorry, I was reading stuff. Let's hear this with better audio. Sorry, there's too much distortion, but you know what can you do? first one, believe it or not, was not Miracle Man. It was Desire. Very similar riffs. I messed both riffs up, but dig it down, down. They always told me what I wanted to be. I need to show it's okay. None of them is gonna take it away. They don't know, yes I know. Cause it makes me crazy. You need to be cool. It's too late, baby. It's the same old desire. It's changed, it's the same. Fire. I love that's like my favorite Ozzy stuff. That No More Tears. God, so good. I love that. Later, Elijah. I don't know what these pickups are, to be honest. I don't know if they're 2s or 5s. I guess maybe 5s, because it's kind of coming in late 70s. So, I'm not sure what they would be. My guess would be 5s. Man. I don't know why that's like my instinct is to end. I think it's from listening to Ingve. I always want that like ridiculous, like you're kind of playing a run. I just always like the way it sounds. Do that one slow? What I just played? I was just doing a scale, man. Just like that A minor. However that one goes. Good at sweep picking? I don't know if I consider myself good at it. I can sweep pick, but I'm not good. Oh my god, I can't play slide. Can confirm. Since I've been loving you. I don't know how to play it. How do I get solid at strumming? I guess just learning songs that focus a lot on strumming. It would be a good one, but it's it depends on what kind of music you like. Tool, I don't know any Tool, I'm afraid. Yeah, no Tool, no Nirvana. But you can't spam the chat, Nate. Why? I'm just not a fan of Tool. That's the biggest thing, is to focus on getting in the groove. It's not so much like a metronome type deal, but it's just kind of like you gotta sit there and really hone in on the groove. and this is where I think listening to music more when you're trying to get into that rhythmic style of stuff is better than necessarily, you know, playing to a metronome, because rhythm stuff is so much about feel and not so much about rigidness, which is a metronome. Keep riffing? I will. I'll switch guitars. What guitar next, guys? I knocked this one out of tune. The Richie Kotzen Telecaster, the Friedman Cali, the new guitar, the Acacia Cronus. The choice is yours. Friedman, Acacia, Superstar, Relatelli, Strat, Strat. I forgot about the Strat. Oh, Cali, Cronus, Cali. Oh, Cali wins. Oh, Acacia's right there, though. Alright, I'll do the Cali, then I'll do the Acacia. How about that? Yeah, I think Cali definitely won. Alright, so Cali, then Acacia. Ugh. I can feel it. I'm right there. I'm almost at 30. I can tell. Look, I'll get the Acacia prepped. There we go. Don't worry, there's a foam thing that it's sitting on. I think the Acacia doesn't have the, you know, real angled headstock like a Les Paul. I love this guitar! Let me try this. I'm gonna go back to my other patch for a second. Yeah, I definitely like the other one better. Cali, your face off. That's when instantly I'm like, it is metal! Let me see here. Okay, better audio coming at ya. Sorry, the solos. I think my hands are past their solo prime right now in the live stream. Let There Be Rock solo. I don't know that one. So that was the Cali. Yeah, that was just that was all on the spot. And now the beast has been awakened. Let there be thunder! The Acacia has arrived. every part of my brain was just like, abort! Don't try to sweep! What are you doing, idiot? And I'm like, shut up, brain! I know what I'm doing. And then it all just fell apart so quickly. Stupid brain, always knowing what I can and can't play. Hey! The incredible, the amazing Ben Eller is in the house. Dude, what's happening, man? If you guys haven't yet, subscribe to my buddy Ben. How come your tone good? Music notes. You know what, man? I'm going to be straight with you right now. I set my amp, the dials, all to real good. And then when that wasn't good enough, I set them to real fine. And there you have it. Yes, make sure you guys subscribe to Ben. Ben, I was actually just talking to a student. I haven't watched your video yet. He's talking about the new picking thing that you did. He was showing it to me. So I was like, well, shoot, I need to go get my learning on and go learn this. Who's Ben? Ben is one of the best guitar players you will find on YouTube. And actually, we were talking about you earlier, Ben. Ben is one of my RJ, Ranquillo, Ben Eller, all those guys. Those are my favorite channels on YouTube. That's because your student is smart. And he doesn't suck at guitar. Oh, man. He likes nice things. Roth needs a meal anyways. Oh, man. There you have it. Yes. Swing shop. Ever practice witchcraft? Only on Tuesdays. It's kind of my thing. You know, summon a few demons, you know, drink some blood. It happens. But, again, Tuesdays. How am I? Rob Bob? I'm doing good, man. You know what? Dude, I am excited to be going to Nashville. And, are you going to, Ben, are you going to Gear Fest at Sweetwater? I will wait on your response. When is it? It is in July or June? Actually, no, it's June, duh. It's actually, the Saturday that it's on is my birthday. And I believe what I'm trying to do, Ben, is if you happen to go, it's not set in stone yet, but Tim Pierce will be here. Indiana, it's a couple hours from me. Tim Pierce will be here. I don't know if Pete Thorne's going to be here. I'll ask him. Sean Tubbs, RJ, and then so far we're going to try to have them all just come over to my house, and we're going to hang out and shoot videos if we feel like it. Get our jam on. June birthday. Wait, mine's 22nd. When is yours, Ben? And hot dog, would it be fantastic if you were here as well? What demons did I call upon? Only the most demony. 27th! Woo! Well, okay. How old will you be, Ben? That's the test. Yeah, man, I'll message you, dude. It'll be a fun time, man. I'm gonna have all the amps hooked up. I have a 2x12 downstairs. We can try to blow up if we want to. 100-watt amps, dime them. You know, we'll do what we want. We'll get the neighbors kind of ticked off at us, but you know, what can you do? You get a bunch of guitar players together. What are we supposed to do? Our hands are tied in this stuff. You know, we just play loud, make notes, eat food. Gonna be so relaxing. It'll be mighty fine relaxing is what it will be. From this mortal coil. Sam. You're deaf at 35. 35! Whoa! Man, I thought you were in your 20s, man. How old's Andy? I will be making the journey to the big 3-0. 35 equals I'm dying. You know what's funny, man? Is like I'm like closing in on 30, and like now all of a sudden I'm like sore all the time. And so, oh, it's not Tom. I'm so sorry, man. Coffee fun, stay awake. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tom. I very much appreciate that. And Brad as well. Thank you, man. Oh my God, Andy's 38. I didn't know. This whole time I've been talking to him, I didn't know I was talking to a senior citizen. Jeez Louise. Please don't tell Andy I said that. You have crashed the chat, man. I'm going to be honest with you. 30 equals 20. Oh, what happened here? Oh, my tone knob. I drove the tone knob all the way down. I remember that Jeff Loomis thing. Nope. Yeah, man, I'll hit you up, dude. I'll message you this week. Let me give you guys some teeny tiny tuna-roonies. And then how about we bust out the Charvel? What pick am I using? You know what's funny? That is really weird that you asked me that, Ben. Because did you just post a picture of picks? Because I was going to ask you. Because I was thinking about trying some different picks. But I use these Dragonheart picks. I've used them for quite a few years now. They even got this mighty fine looking head of hair right on the pick. But I was going to ask you what picks you use. So that is very funny. Toe knob, what sorcery? See, look, I touch a toe knob one time, it kills my tone. Why are you here? What have you done for me? Nothing. That's what. You belong on 10. All the time. So here's some more, some Cronus tones, and then we'll bust out the Charvel. You know, we'll get it cracking, literally with the crackle. Oh man. But the shape don't make sense to a simple boy like me. Oh man, yo, that dog won't hunt, yo. You gotta get the picks. I'm singing the wrong song. Got it later, buddy. I'm singing heavy metal and I'm playing Montrose. I'm playing Rock Candy. Headbangers in leather, or maybe sweatpants in the dead of the night, with no socks on their feet, 'cause it feels alright. Oh, this is how we end it. We end it right here. Crack-a-lackin'. Ultimate Warrior shirt, crack-a-lackin', you know. Nearly 30. Man, look at that. Bunch of us 30-year-olds just hanging out. Whew. Look, that's funny. Just talking about Rick Graham. And there he is. So crackle. Crack-a-lackin'. Here's my guitar. All right, let's hear the crackle. And we'll call it a day. Okay? So I do it like 1,000 times in the live stream and I can't remember. I'm like, how do we switch it over? Never can remember. And there you have it, guys. It's late. Plot twist, I am now hyper. Thank you, guitar, for doing that to me. And, but yeah, we'll call it a night. Whew. And that is it, yo. Hope you all have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for all the guys who super chatted. That was incredibly nice of you. New video on Monday. You'll want your Les Pauls handy. I will say that much about Monday's video. And like I said, lots of cool stuff happening. If you didn't hear the whole Sweetwater announcement, that was on the other live stream. But be on the lookout. Here, I'll do this real quick. For this, for this video, when it comes out, I think the video will probably be called, what was I titling it? I can't remember. It's something like Just a Piece of Gear I've been looking for, because it actually is. That's why I wanted to review this. It's a portable interface for a guitarist with the built-in 2-notes in it, and it has a tube in it and everything. It's really, really cool. Sweetwater gave me one of these to review, also to give one away to you guys, and gift cards and all that stuff. And like I said, I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff with Sweetwater because we got it worked out, yo. So that means a lot of cool stuff, not only for myself but for you guys. Most important of all. So and free candy. That's what we're talking about. So. Awesome playing night. Thank you guys all so much. Have a great night. Sam, whoa, what? Yeah, I'll need to touch base with them to make sure that that is worldwide. Because sometimes stores will have rules about how they can't ship internationally. So we'll just have to see. Sweetwater doesn't send their constant stuff to Canada. Yeah, I'll have to look out for that then. So we'll see. But even if they don't, I'm giving away 4 Rev pedals, 2 G4s, 2 G3s. 2 of those will be given away on Instagram. 2 will be given away on YouTube. I'll be giving away another guitar very soon. The 200,000 subscriber giveaway, which is like long past due, will still be happening. It won't be as big as I wanted to, but we will be giving away a guitar and stuff like that. It was just... you know, I wanted to do a giveaway basically where you guys didn't have to do anything. A lot of times when I work with these other companies and stuff, you know, part of getting the gear, because a lot of times it's expensive. I mean, I can't pay for it myself, but they'll want like, well, they need to follow us. They need to share. They need to do this. And I was like, I don't want to do any of that this time. I just want people to have to comment to enter or something, you know, something like that, something very simple. And so I just decided to like scale it way back to the brands that I knew would be okay with that. And that's what we're going to do. So lots of awesome giveaway stuff getting ready to happen. There is just something that should be wrapping up outside of the guitar world here in about 2 weeks. And I'm really excited about it. So other than that, guys, yo, we out. We out of here. So have a really good Sunday, and I'll see you later, homies. Whoop, whoop, and whoop, whoop.